everyone. Welcome to Faster Way. This is my Faster Way shirt, and I want us to keep this in mind. We are going to be about progress over perfection. Yes. So, a little bit about who I am. My name is Laura Harmon. I live in Dallas, Texas with my husband and my daughter Carson. We are New York transplants. It'll be 8 years, I think, that we've been in Dallas. It's my second home. And I started the Faster Way in May of 2019. And I have not looked back. You'll hear us say a lot that it is a lifestyle and not a diet, and it is 100% true. It has given me a new relationship with food, a new relationship with exercise. It has given me more energy. I sleep better. I just can't say enough great things about it. But when you follow me, you will see that one of the biggest inspirations that I have to do the Faster Way is my daughter Carson. Carson loves to ask me what were the first words that I said to her when we met for the first time. And I have told her that my first words to her was that I will never leave you. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I lost my mom when I was 14 years old. And I don't want to have to leave my daughter at 14 or even 15 or 16 or even 32. I want to be around for a really, really long time for her. So I do this because I want to be healthy and strong for her. I also want to teach her that all women should be healthy and strong, and set her up for success as she, figures out her own life journey. So that's a little bit about me. I can't wait to meet all of you and get to know all of you. Some I already know, but I can't wait to get to know each and every one in you more depth. So 2 things a little bit that I need to just make sure that everyone has done is in Faster Way we use 2 different apps. We use the Faster Way app, which will have great meal plans, your workouts will be there, how to do some setups for some of the other components of the program are all there. I just want to ensure that when you went into your app store or your Google Play store that you downloaded the white background Faster app and not the blue one. And then the second one that we use throughout the program is MyFitnessPal, or sometimes we refer to it as MPF. And that is where we will do most of our macro tracking, which will hold us accountable for everything that passes our lips. And I just want to let everyone know that you only need to download the free version. And at no time during this program do you need to go premium. They will ask you a myriad of times if that is something you want to do, but just know that that is not required for Faster Way. Okay, so Faster Way really has 5 pillars. The first pillar that we adhere to is whole food nutrition. And every time I say the word whole food nutrition, it reminds me of Little House on the Prairie. Some of you may or may not know that I am one of 3 girls. I am the middle daughter, and my older sister's name is Mary. So in my family, there is Mary, Laura, and Chrissy. And in Little House on the Prairie, it was Mary, Laura, and Carrie. So we're very close. But I think about Little House on the Prairie because we have a rule at Faster Way is if it comes from the ground or has a mother, it's fair game. As long as you're staying within your macros. This is not a lifestyle about eating as much as you want. Sorry about that. But when I watched Little House on the Prairie when I was younger, I always, was enthralled that they were quote unquote living off the land. And that's really what we do. And one of the biggest tips that I got about whole food nutrition from my coach, because yes, I still have a coach as well, was to shop the perimeter of the grocery store. I didn't realize that a lot of grocery stores are set up that the produce and the meats and the fish and even some frozen foods, because we do eat frozen foods, especially your berries and stuff for your smoothies, is all on the perimeter of the grocery store. All of the more processed foods, with the exception of water, because you should be drinking a lot of water, is kind of in the middle of the store. So those were some things that I always think about when I think about whole food nutrition. The second pillar of the program is macros. And I remember when I first started, I was like, what the hell is a macro? I've never heard about it. I was always used to counting calories. So the good news is that a macro is really the percentage between a protein, a carb, and a fat. And that's really what we focus on in the Faster Way. So hooray, no more counting calories. And we track these macros through the MyFitnessPal app. So again, if you have not downloaded it, stop this video and please do it now. I will be honest, tracking macros, understanding which foods had different types of macros, what the percentage of each one of those macros was very hard for me at first. And I will be sharing with you next week, I believe it is, some great videos that will help you to understand more about macro tracking. Just know that for the first 2, maybe 3 weeks, it will feel like you are on a 3-wheeled bus and you will be learning, but I promise you it will get easier by weeks 3 or 4, just as long as you're staying consistent and tracking those macros. All we ask in the first 2 weeks is that you just stay consistent. If you don't hit your targets, don't worry about it. I will continue to give you more tips and tricks, and the more that you do it, the easier it will get. I promise. So then the third pillar is intermittent fasting. And I know that there is a lot written about what intermittent fasting is. There are different types of strategies of intermittent fasting. But I just want everyone to understand that intermittent fasting is not a diet. It truly is a lifestyle that we abide by in Faster Way. And we do it every day. I know that some people have asked me, well, intermittent fasting is just for a week. It is not for a week. Intermittent fasting, we do 7 days a week, 365 days a year, except on those days that we do fasting for 24 hours, but don't worry about that. That comes way longer in the process. And we do this because there are many scientific reasons as to why intermittent fasting is good for the body. And a lot of it has to do with, again, some of the reasons why we do carb cycling and macro is it helps with depleting glycogen stores, but we will get into more of that. And again, I will give you a lot of research on it so that you are more educated about it. But again, intermittent fasting might take some time for you to work up to, and give yourself the grace to allow that. In week 1, if you can only get to 12 hours, great. Don't sweat it. It will get easier and easier. So in week 1, if you can only get to 14 hours by the end of the week, perfect. If it's easy for you and you can do 16 hours every day, that's great too. Everyone will progress at their own speed. I just want everyone not to get frustrated and to give themselves the grace to work towards a goal. Oh, and always remember that I'm here to help and support you. I have been doing this for a long time now, so I understand every struggle that you're going to go through, because I have struggled through every single one of them. So the fourth pillar is carb cycling. And what this means is that on certain days we eat low carb macros, which means we're really increasing our protein and our fat intake. And on other days we eat regular macros, which regular macros is the targets that is set in MyFitnessPal. And on Mondays and Tuesdays we do low carb macro. And what that really means is that we're depleting the glycogen stores, which is really more so sugars in our body for burning fuel, so that we get to a place that we are starting to burn fat for fuel, which is the overall goal of the program. And then on regular macro days, we add carbs back in because we do more strength training. And the carbs are what is needed in order to lift the heavier weights that we do on strength training days. You'll also hear in carb cycling that we do active rest. And I can't tell you how important rest is to this program as well. Your body needs time to have the ability to rest, to take a breath, because we will be working out and we will be cycling for the rest of the days. So don't think that rest means that you're not doing anything. Rest is just that your body has time to breathe. And we will get more into why we carb cycle and how we carb cycle and the science behind that in week 2. And the 5th part of Faster Way is mindset. Mindset is so important in this program because we will be doing it hopefully for the rest of our lives. So I want you to always remain positive. So many people have a negative relationship with food, and if we can't turn that around, we're not going to be successful. And I promise you that this program sets you up for success. So in the beginning, you are going to be having a lot of information coming at you. I can tell you week 1, week 2, week 3, we're inundating you with so much information that you'll be like, Laura, I can't take another piece of information. It's okay. I am here to help you. We just want you to have all of the tools necessary in your toolbox for success. And guys, missteps are going to happen. They happen to me. And I just give myself the grace and the forgiveness to get up the next day and get back on track. And some days, it's 2 days. It is what it is. This is going to teach you the recipes for success. So, just a couple of housekeeping before I, jump off and allow you guys the opportunity to start your wellness journey. 1, if you haven't filled out the new client assessment form, could you please try? This is just a form for you and I. It is not shared with anyone. I don't submit it to corporate. It's just for you and I, and it's really so that I can have a better understanding of how to serve and support you. The second thing is to take your before and after pictures and measurements. I will tell you, this is my single biggest regret in this program. When I first started, I was like, I'm not happy with what I look like. Why does this woman want me to take a picture of myself? I promise you, if you take the pictures, you take the measurements in 6 weeks, you will be so happy with yourself that before picture is going to make you smile. I promise. So if you can do that, please do that. You don't have to share them with me. They can just be for you. You can take them, you can print them, put them away so they're not on your phone, whatever it is. But it is a great tool after this 6 weeks to see how much your work, your commitment, your dedication has succeeded. The third one is, now that you have completed your new client assessment tool, put the scale away. The scale is a big fat liar. That's all it is. And there are many reasons why your scale lies. 1, water weight. Our body constantly vacillates in the amount of water that it has throughout the day. It could vacillate because of your salt intake. It could vacillate because you're at in a specific day of your menstrual cycle. So just put it away. The scale only causes negative mindsets, because one day you'll step on it and you'll be down a pound. The next day you're going to step on it, you'll be up 3 pounds. We don't do that. No more. What we do is our 4th thing for housekeeping is you're going to hear a lot NSV, and what that means is non-scale victories. And that is what we celebrate in Faster Way. And I will ask you every Friday, What is your non-scale victory? And it could be, I have more energy. It could be, I did all the workouts this week. It could be, I crushed my macro goals. It could be, I didn't have ice cream when I gave it to my family. It could be, I drank 8 glasses of water. That is usually my non-scale victory because I don't like water. It is blah. My sisters can attest to that. Or I got 8 hours of rested sleep. That is huge. So whatever it is, keep track of them. You can have more than one non-scale victory a week. We will celebrate all of them. We're going to shout them from the mountaintops because that is how we measure progress over perfection. The 5th thing that I want you to make sure you do is to check the Face group daily. I've sent all of you a request to join. If you haven't, please DM me or get in touch with me separately because I want to make sure that you are there. Every morning you will see a post from me about the day, what we're going to focus on for the day. Sometimes it'll be a challenge. Sometimes I'll take a poll. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun because, you know, life is supposed to be fun, and this is setting us up for success. I want you to feel free in the Facebook group to ask any question. Ask anyone who's ever worked for me, with me, knows me. I ask a ton of questions. And I am a firm believer that there is no stupid question because I can guarantee you someone else is thinking but doesn't want to ask. So just be the person to ask. Be the brave, confident person that you are and just ask me a question because more often than not, it's going to help somebody else in the group. I also want in the Facebook group for you guys to talk to each other. You guys are all on the same path. You are on the first journey of your wellness path. And I believe that, you know, support and accountability. Accountability was the number one thing that set me up for success in this program. And to this day, I am still part of a Faster Way VIP group, and I'll explain what VIP means later in the 6 weeks. But I am part of this group because I still need the accountability. I still ask questions of my coach, who has now been doing this with me for a long time. I share recipes. I get great tips and tricks. So please, please share to your heart's content. And this is the last thing that I'll say before I sign off is please remember that this is a lifestyle. Faster Way teaches us strategies to have better relationships with food and exercise. It is not meant to be restrictive. It is meant to be part of your life. If you have an event, a life event that's happening, and you're like, you know what, screw the macros, I'm going to enjoy my day, do it. Don't worry about it. Back on the next day. Or if you have a job that, you know, you work nights and you just can't fast from 12 p.m. until 8 p.m., fine. Let's work together and find out a fasting window that works for you. Again, this is supposed to be able to work into your lifestyle. This isn't a diet. You know, this is definitely something that you will enjoy, hopefully, doing. If I'm doing my job right as a coach, that is. So, 4 things I need from you. I want you to be committed. I want you to be open and learn for the next week. I want you to show up for yourself. You deserve this. You deserve this. Stay consistent if you can. And then I want you to complete each of the actions I post in Face Group each week because those are the things that are going to set you up for success. If you can do those 4 things, I promise you, we will grow stronger together. And I am honored to be on this journey with you. Bye.